Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Weekly Coldplay. My name is Monica.
And my name is Daniel.
And we are a weekly podcast all about...
You guessed it.
Genshin Impact. Do I know what Genshin Impact is? No. I don't know anything. Listen, do I work in a pop culture store? Well, I work in a comic book store, okay? But like...
We don't sell Genshin Impact.
Well, we have a sword.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, the wooden sword that we have.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Anyway, now you know our inventory.
Yeah, and that's been sitting for years.
Yeah. So if you want to be, well, we'll get right into it later. Man in the Moon music video came out this week. Finally, after many moons.
And many men.
Yeah, many men in moons. We finally have a Man in the Moon music video. And then other news, that's it.
Does every moon have a different man, or is it one man in every moon?
Like, I feel like every moon has a different man.
Here's how okay, and the second question, is it that, like, there are, like, a series of, like, 8 men, and each one goes with each phase, so as it changes phases, they take turns?
No.
Or every month...
It's just one guy.
Or every month does the moon generate a new man and then kill him?
No, it's just the same guy. He's eternal. He just lives there.
Oh, that's what I meant by does every moon, like every moon is in every month. Does, or like every, that's what I meant by does every moon have a different man? Like, does the man in our moon change as it changes? No. So, no, there is just one man. Yes. It's not many men.
Oh my god. This is, anyway, let's get right into the music video. Man in the Moon, it was filmed in Singapore last year when they were there. So they've been sitting on this one for a hot minute. And it was directed by Ben Moore, who also directed Feels Like I'm Falling in Love, him for The Weekend. I had to look him up, even though I know we had talked about him previously. I forget. Like, I knew the name looked familiar. I was like, who is that again? Oh, yeah. Like, all the other music videos, and I think also some of Film for the Future.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so if not all of Film for the Future, I don't know. Anyway, look, goes to show how much I pay attention to these things that are kind of related to Coldplay, if not Coldplay themselves. All right, thoughts on the music video. I enjoyed it. I thought it was really cute. I thought it was a lot of fun.
I loved it a lot.
Yeah.
I loved the fashion style of all the different characters. Mm-hmm. Especially the girl who's fed up with her job. I'm obsessed with that vibe.
Yeah. I like that little heart sweater. It was cute.
I'm just not even like the outfit for the music video. I'm just talking about like the general, like, her jewelry and piercings and, like, the way her head was shaved. I was jealous. She pulled it off so well. She was just very cool looking.
Yeah.
Everyone in that music video looked so cool. I think what Chris did was he walked around looking for the coolest people in Singapore.
I don't think Chris did that, but you know.
No, I know. But when I first watched the video, I imagined it as Chris walked around Singapore finding the coolest kids he could and said, hey, you want to be in a Coldplay music video? And now I know.
And then they were like, who's Coldplay?
I know that's not what actually happened, but in my head, that's what happened. Yeah. And I think Chris would jokingly say that that's what happened.
Yeah, probably. What is it? So the reason why we mentioned Genshin Impact like 2 minutes ago was because the two characters in the music video, they met doing Genshin Impact cosplay. Shout out cosplay community.
Hey, I'll tell you more of our stock. We have the Overstreet guide to cosplay in the store, so.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Good for them. I don't know nothing about anything.
All I know about Genshin is that you can have a crippling gambling addiction.
Oh, see, there you go.
It's not gacha.
It's like, I play Pokemon Pocket.
Yeah. So you get it.
Yeah, exactly. That and Star Wars Unlimited, and I like card games, y'all, except for Magic. No thanks. There's just too much. It's been running for too long. There's too much, and I know you can say the same thing about Pokemon, but like I feel like it's been like the same kinds of Pokemon for recent years.
So like Pokemon, they keep adding more Pokemon, but they don't keep adding more mechanics with more Pokemon.
Yeah,
I do get it. There's like a lot of expansions.
Yeah.
I will say, if you ever want to very casually try Magic, I have the super easy starter one where it's just 20 card decks and like the most simplified version of the rules.
Yeah, but is Quagsire in any of them?
No.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, moving on.
If I can find a Quagsire Magic card, will you play?
No. Anyway, moving on. Moving on with that small tangent. So, remember how we had reported that Singapore, Warner Music Singapore was like, hey, there's gonna be like a little watch party for the Men in the music video, and then like, JK, no there isn't. Shh. Never mind, we didn't mean to release that. So there was totally a watch party for the Man in the Moon music video in Singapore. They did a little bit, like they did a behind the scenes music video. All the people who were in the music video were also there, except for the band.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's where all those interviews came from. It was all at the watch party.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
In my mind, it was just two totally separate things.
Oh, no. And so they talked about, during the behind-the-scenes video, they talked about the filming, filming the music video and things that they love about Singapore itself. That it was like a melting pot. And also about having a dance party on the water. It was very bizarre, but very, very fun.
Yeah, that's what Chris said.
Yeah. Which is funny. I had read, I had read that the floating stage almost like didn't happen.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't get much into it because I couldn't find all the information. But yeah. I guess like the people who had made the stage were like it almost fell through, and
the water.
No, but it was I think they had trouble getting it together. I don't know. Don't quote me on this on the exact, but I just remember seeing that online. If I can find more information, of course I will let you guys know if I remember. There's a good chance that I won't remember though. Yeah.
The Straits Time, which is a news organization in Singapore, they did some little interviews with cast members and talked a little bit about it on their Instagram page. They listed some of the locations from Singapore that Coldplay featured in their music video, including Marina Bay Sands, Fort Canning Park, but also just like a coffee shop in Geelong. And then they interviewed some of the actors. One of them was saying that she was not an actress, she never acts, and it was insane to try to summon this energy. But she was also saying that everyone on set was very nice and supportive and helpful, which, that sounds like a Coldplay production to me.
Yeah.
One of the guys, this was my favorite bit, he said he auditioned online. He was in the middle of moving stuff around his house and reorganizing, and when he auditioned, the director saw his background and was like, wow, your house is so messy. I love this. I love your personality. I want you in the music video. So his house being messy got him the job. So if you ever feel ashamed of your house being messy, just know that could get you a job in a Coldplay music video.
Yeah, exactly. Now, great. I'm not going to clean a single thing in my room now. Come look at my room right now.
Yeah, that same guy, he said his very favorite part was the ice gliding bit at Fort Canning Park. He said it was really, really hot outside, so he had no clue how the ice wasn't going to just melt. But they did it, and it was very fun. I think that looks very fun. I really want to do it. Would you go ice gliding with me? It's not a standing up thing, it's sitting down, so it's not like I could fall over.
Yeah, but I don't know. Too much activities.
It's just like a slide.
No, I mean, you can do it on your own. I'm just saying that I don't know if I'll join you.
Okay.
Too much activities.
And then another actor, I think he was the one who did like the fire bits in the video. He was asked what he thought about what it meant for Singapore to be featured in a big music video like this, and he was saying that when foreigners think about Singapore, they think about these big famous places, some of which were featured in the video, But Coldplay also showed a lot of like just day-to-day places like coffee shops in the neighborhoods. And he said, I think it gives people an insight on how Singaporeans live their lives day to day, which I think that's super cool.
Yeah.
I love that Coldplay does that with a lot of places, I feel like, even just like on social media posts. I feel like it's this big highlight of, hey, look how these people are living, and look how these people are living, and look how we are all the same.
Yeah. Look at everyday life. Listen.
And then they asked a lot of the actors what the music video meant to them, and I have a few quotes. One of them was, "It means coming together, community." Another one was, "This song is about equality, about who you want to be as a person, and like Coldplay says, love." And then someone else said, "Be true to yourself. Live the life you truly want to live." I think that is what Coldplay is about as well.
Yeah. And that's it. That's the music video. Man, that was real quick. We breezed right through it. It's gonna be a short episode, by the way. There's barely any news, barely any.
But it'll be entertaining.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. If you want to learn about my favorite Pokemon at the moment, I can tell you.
Quag.
Yeah, Quagsire is amazing.
Quagsire is a non-binary icon.
Yeah. That's true. Anyway, we're getting right into other news. This is so... Oh, my goodness.
Would you believe we're recording this in the morning?
Yeah, I know. All right, other news. Important, very important news, everyone.
Wee woo, important news alert.
Chris is very cute.
Adorable.
and he did an adorable little dance backstage at the Grammys when Janelle Monáe was performing. Chris was just dancing, and it was just really cute.
Yeah, he's having so much fun.
Yeah, I'm so literally obsessed.
Yeah. Speaking of the Grammys, Chris performed there. He performed All My Love.
Surprise.
For their tribute, where they like feature all of the artists who've been lost that year and everyone from the music industry. Even though the Grammys snubbed him, he still came out and performed.
Yeah. There was a video, it was a TikTok about how Coldplay shirts are made. It showed them printing onto the sleeves and how every color is added one by one to form like the rainbow gradients. So they're all screen printed. So whenever you do screen print, for those who don't know how screen printing works, usually you would have like this kind of contraption. Theirs is obviously more advanced because it's like they're bulk printing shirts, for concerts. But how it usually works is that you have like this contraption where there's like a lot of like little like platforms, I think, where you put like the shirt on, and then there are screens there too. So it all spins. Both parts spin. So the part with the screens on them spin, and then the part where like you put all the shirts, they all spin as well. So you put the shirt down, and then you put the screen down of whatever color that you want or whatever the print is. You print it. You press it onto the shirt, and then you switch. You switch colors onto the next screen, and then you just kind of keep going. You have to line everything up. It's really tedious, but I mean, if you have like a contraption like that, it's a lot easier to line things up. That's like my dream. It's my dream thing to have. I do screen print shirts. At least I've screen printed once, shirts for my job, and that's really it. Anyway, it was interesting watching that video because I watched it this morning while I'm wearing my Coldplay shirt right now. I was like, whoa, that's how they made it.
I guess if I thought about it, that would have made sense, but I never had, so I didn't think about how every color was different. So like watching them do like the gradient of, in a lot of the Coldplay shirts, it's this rainbow gradient, and watching them do one color at a time and it adding cumulatively, that looked so cool to me. Yeah. I have a roommate who just completed a college class on screen printing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he probably knows all about this.
Probably.
There was a quote from Consequence. For those who have the means, let's start thinking a little more creatively about how a world tour can look or feel. Coldplay provided a strong example when their Music of the Spheres jaunt became the first rock tour and second tour ever to gross over $1 billion. It's one of the more expansive tours in recent years. So Consequence was trying to encourage more bands to have their world tours not just be Europe and North America. Like how Coldplay does actual world tours that visit. I think they've hit how many continents?
I don't even know. All of them except for Antarctica and Africa.
So 5.
Yeah.
Okay. They could go to Africa, probably.
Yeah. I think the last time that they went to Africa was when they were in South Africa. I'll tell you a little bit of Coldplay trivia here. What?
Sorry, I was just trying to remember locations from the Music of the Spheres tour, but I think I'm remembering incorrectly. They didn't go to Jordan on this tour?
No.
Okay.
The last time they were in Jordan was for Everyday Life.
That's what I was thinking of, yeah.
Yeah, anyway, that was 2019. But the last time, I believe they were in South Africa. Maybe they were there during the Head Full of Dreams tour. I don't know that tour very well, that years was a blur to me. The last time I remember they were in South Africa was when they filmed the Paradise music video. And they were there performing. And when they were doing a show, I remember this so vividly, they had to stop the show. And they couldn't perform the rest of the show because Will got altitude sickness.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, poor guy. He needs to go to an oxygen bar.
Yeah. So,
have you ever been to one of those?
No.
I haven't, because I've never gotten altitude sickness that bad, even with all my recent big altitude changes. But I find them so interesting. You, like, just sit in a room and they pump all this pure oxygen in there.
Yeah, that sounds... I think that might be good for me. I've been coughing a lot really badly. I've got bad asthma. So maybe that might help me.
Unfortunately, they don't really have them here because we're low altitude. You have to go somewhere like Santa Fe or Denver.
Oh, well, then we'll hit one up whenever we go see Coldplay.
Okay, yeah.
I just went to an oxygen bar.
But yeah, I'm obsessed with them calling the Music of the Spheres tour a jaunt.
Yeah.
I just like that word. It feels jaunty.
So the Invictus Games, Chris had just performed there. We're recording this on Sunday, as most of y'all might know by now. But they performed there yesterday, on February 8th, Saturday. And Chris had performed the Invictus Games theme song that he had wrote for the games, for the first games in 2014. But this was actually his first time performing it live. Which I didn't know, so that's really cool. And it also features the line, "I'm the master of my fate, I'm the captain of my soul," which is from the poem Invictus by William Ernest Henley. Chris did a bit about Prince Harry. I would like to say thank you, of course, to Prince Harry. When he called me, he said, "I've called every other musician in the world. They've all said they're not available, so I have to call you." And I said, Your Royal Holiness, I'm honored. Meanwhile, the camera showed Prince Harry and Meghan Markle laughing at the joke and denying its veracity. So that's really funny.
They're just laughing and shaking their heads.
Yeah.
That was my bit to share with you.
And I just now heard that for the first time. I just read it for the first time. That's really funny. That's very Chris Gore.
Yes. But yeah, the tabloid that I said got it wrong. That they were like thinking Chris was not joking and that Prince Harry actually said this to Chris.
Yes.
So they were reporting it as Prince Harry's joke. And I was like, no, Prince Harry never said this.
Yes.
Chris is making things fun.
As he usually does. So songs that they performed, obviously Invictus Games theme song, and then Chris performed Higher Power on acoustic, which is fantastic.
I'm so upset that there is not a full video of that performance on the internet now.
Yeah. We'll be able to find it, I'm sure. I'm sure that it exists.
I was looking last night and I couldn't find anything.
Yeah, but we were tired though.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah. If anything, at least go on Spotify, listen to the Higher Power acoustic version on there, because it's still very good.
Yeah.
I just like Higher Power acoustic. So.
And this Higher Power acoustic was even better than the one on Spotify. In my humble opinion. Yeah.
And then they performed an acoustic version of Viva La Vida with the Love Choir. I'm always obsessed with acoustic Viva. Always have been, always will be.
So I was unsure how I would feel about Viva La Vida without Will there. Because my favorite part of Viva La Vida is watching Will play the drums. But the Love Choir was so fantastic. Now I also want a full version of that.
Yeah. It gave me goosebumps. I will say, though, little Everyday Life gang, rise up, because that was the guitar that Chris was using. He was using his Everyday Life guitar, and I'm obsessed with that, and I miss Everyday Life every day of my life. Love that album. That's all. That's the news.
That's the news. All right, and now is the portion of our show where, because we have no sponsors, we make no money from this. We highlight a different charity every month. This month we're highlighting Good 360. You can find them at good360.org. Just a quick recap, their mission is focused on distributing product donations directly to the people that they can help the most. And in addition to their just general distributing products to various different places that need them, they do focus disaster relief. So today I'm going to be talking about their efforts with the Southern California wildfires. Good 360's disaster recovery team is currently fully activated in Southern California to aid in the wildfires. They partner with nonprofit partners in the region, and they've deployed pre-positioned product. Your donations enable them to swiftly provide nonprofits and communities with the resources they need to ensure that those communities can rebuild and recover, both with the immediate needs of survivors and the foundation for long-term recovery. So to be fully transparent with you about where your money's going, 80% of your donation goes directly to supporting communities affected by the Southern California wildfires, and 20% helps to sustain Good 360's operation. And then also, to recap, they can maximize donations 30 times. So a $100 donation can become $3,000 worth of product donated. I say all this, I've picked this charity to highlight this month because they're a broader charity that does a lot of things. And I didn't want to hone in too narrowly. But the disasters affecting Southern California right now are a huge problem. So even if you wouldn't like to donate to Good 360, I would recommend looking into one of many other different ways to donate or provide support to the people in Southern California recovering from those wildfires right now. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, thank you, Daniel.
You're welcome, Monica.
Yeah, sending out my love to SoCal. Got lots of family out there.
Yeah.
Love you guys. Y'all don't know that I have this podcast, but I love y'all anyway. Yeah, and that's the episode. Look, it was like not even 20 minutes long once I edit this down. Yeah.
Since it's so short, you can leave in my rambling jokes.
Yeah. She says that she cuts this out. I
don't listen to this podcast, so I have no way of knowing.
Yeah. I will definitely leave everything in. She says, untrustworthily. Nefariously. My favorite word. Anyway, that's all. We're trying to stretch this out. All right. We're trying to hit the mark so that it looks interesting on Spotify or Apple Music, wherever you're listening to this on.
No, this one's bite-size.
Yeah, that's true. This is a fun-size episode, a bite-size episode.
Yeah.
Next week, we are going to talk about Coldplay's Radio 2 Piano Room performance. We watched it. It's amazing. Can't wait to talk about it.
I'm so obsessed.
Yeah.
I've been hyperfixating on a song from it, and I wanted to sing it with Monica at karaoke last night, but she did not keep listening to it after the performance like I did.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do it by myself. So.
Yeah. That's all. Anyway, we'll talk about that next week, and we'll see you next week. Thank you for listening. My name is Monica.
My name is still Daniel.
We are Weekly Coldplay. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to Weekly Coldplay. For more Coldplay content from us, check us out on Twitter at Weekly Coldplay and Instagram at weekly.coldplay. That is weekly, Coldplay. And if you like what you hear, give us a follow on wherever you're listening to this podcast on. Thank you again, and we'll be back next week with more Coldplay news.